Hey guys, what's up? It's been a moment. Sit down video like this, it's been a while. Sheesh, I don't know. Hope you guys are doing great. Today we're gonna be having a girl talk. If you're not a girl, share this video with a girl. And if you're just still interested, I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, today we're gonna be having a girl talk, one-on-one, you and me together, one-on-one. You get? So without wasting any of your time, let's get to the video. It's a long one, so get water, okay? So the first thing that we're going to be talking about is dating. Whew, I need to put my legs up for this one. I've been avoiding that so much. Like, if you see on my channel, I've never talked about it, and I never wanted to, because I do have family on this channel who are subscribed. I don't know if they watch or they talk, but I didn't want to because it just felt kind of awkward. But then I did realize, like, you know, we're all human beings. Some people are married and they got married through dating. You know, they dated and they don't want to tell us, but they did it. So don't come for me, but we're going to talk about it, okay? I started getting interested in dating when I was in grade 11, which was in 2014. It was mostly because my friends around me were dating. It was this cool kind of thing, you know, when you're dating, people would send notes through the dining, you know, pass it under the table. I was in a boarding school. So, you know, at night, the guys would come to our prep room. As a prefect, I would be sending notes to other people. And, you know, it wasn't nice not getting anything on your own, you know? It didn't feel so nice. At some point, you know, I was also like, it didn't really affect me, but it affected me because I feel like, because I wasn't dating, I thought maybe somebody doesn't find me pretty, I'm not good enough and everything like that. And so all that self-doubt did come about. When you're already doubting your worth, anything that comes up, you go down to that standard, and that's where I was at that point. I did make some stupid decisions. I did tolerate things that should not have been tolerated, but yeah, it's a stage in life where, you know, you're not happy with everybody that you've dated or that you've had a relationship with. It's just normal. I did go on to date another guy. I was shown a lot of affection. It was totally different from grade 12 because, you know, in grade 12 you just everything. I really wanted to be in a relationship at that time because everybody was in one. When I was on my own, it was a new experience for me. I was not used to getting all this attention, and I really did feel special. Then I didn't realize that this person was in a relationship with me to gain something at the end of it. Fortunately, I was able to get out of that. After that relationship, I was in another relationship while I was abroad, and it was toxic, but I didn't know it was toxic until I was out of it, got myself back together, and gained my bearings. I was at a point where I was in a relationship with somebody who was never wrong. Every time you try to make the person see what wrong they did, it becomes a whole situation and it just makes you the bad guy again. I was at a point where I didn't care about myself, didn't care about my well-being. I only cared about what this person kind of needed, because anything can turn into an argument, you know. So you sacrifice yourself for somebody else and you're not happy, you know. You're just wondering, like, how am I going to get out? You know, it's like simple words can get you out of it, but then you're like, how will this person feel if I do this, if I do that? So you're kind of, in a way, trapped because the toxic relationship can break you down. Okay, so that was my brief history. So now I'm gonna get my trusty iPad and we're gonna talk about toxic relationships. So first, what is toxic on its own? Toxic, by Google's definition, is something poisonous or something harmful. So it doesn't have to be physically harmful, but something that harms you in any way. According to Google, a toxic relationship is one that makes you feel unsupported, demeaned, misunderstood, or attacked. And it's really important to know the signs of a toxic relationship. I will have them listed on the screen here. You can feel free to pause, take a screenshot. And aside from knowing what a toxic relationship is, it's also important to know a relationship in which some people don't know how to get out of a relationship with you and they decide to change so that you are the person who ends up breaking up with them. I know it's really hard. Sometimes people don't want to hurt your feelings, but then in the end, they end up breaking you to a point where breaking up with you would have been the best solution, you know? As human beings, we don't make sense. but it makes sense. Another thing that I do want to talk about within this dating bubble is it's important to date with intent. You know, when you're younger and you're just starting out, it's just easy to date somebody just for the sake of it, and then you already have your eyes set on somebody else. I kind of find that kind of childish and immature, but it does happen, so I did want to touch on that. At some point, it's something that's kind of hard to tell people don't do that, because some people learn from experience, others learn verbally. So for those who learn verbally, learn to date with intent. It's important to know that in a relationship, love is not the only thing that will keep that relationship going, because there'll be a certain point where you feel like you don't love this person, and are you going to stop dating this person just because of that? It depends. So if that's the only reason why you were in a relationship, I guess you're not at a point where there are other things that bring and build up your relationship. So I think it's important as you grow older to learn to date with intent. What is the reason that I am dating this person? Yes, I do have an attraction to them, but what do I gain from this? What do they gain from me? So it's really important. And also, it's important before you even start dating, you know yourself. You have yourself structured in a way that nothing can break you down. Like if something happens and that relationship breaks or something, at the end of the day, you're still a strong person. Yes, it will hurt. You may cry. You may feel like, but yeah, know yourself before you get into a relationship, because at that point you have your character already built up and nothing can change your character. So it's kind of important before you get into anything, you know yourself, you've built yourself up, you've spent time even dating yourself, which is another video that will be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's important to know yourself before you get yourself into a relationship, because a relationship is two people coming together as one. But if you are not already built, it's just going to be one person here who's going to have to be justifying the fact that you are amazing. Yes, it's important to be told that you're amazing, but you have to know it as well. Somebody is not going to be the main reason to tell you like you're amazing, and if that person doesn't tell you, you feel like you're not. So it's important. Be strong, be built up before you get into a relationship. Okay. Another thing that still in the dating section is that if you're not interested in dating, you don't have to do it. Like, don't be like younger me who did it out of peer pressure. If you're not interested in it, like, nobody's gonna kill you for it. It's not something that should be a thing because other people around you are doing that. If you're happy single, that's fine. That is perfectly amazing. It gives you time to grow. It gives you time to relish in your alone time, your time with your friends, and you get to learn from even other people's perspectives. Like, I wish you knew some of the things that single people can see in other people's relationships that you in the relationship do not see. So you kind of learn from observation of other people, and also it also gives you time to build yourself up before you actually get into something. At the end of the day, good things will come. Sometimes it will be bad things. I can't tell you that there will be no bad things that happen, but it gives you time to actually learn, gives you time to grow. So don't rush into that. Like, guys, do not rush. Like, really, if it's not for you, do not rush at all. There are people who cannot be single. Like, I was one of those people. Like, without realizing, it wasn't something where I'm like, oh, I have to get out of this one, then I get into that one. It was a pattern that I sat down and realized on my own. It's like, before I'm out of this one, I won't even realize. It was never on purpose, but you kind of already, you find there's just a few days of me being single, and then there's something. It's like I would use that pain from where I have ended to kind of be masked by another relationship. So it's important to also kind of have your own time, have your space, because there are things that you may not realize that have been happening, and it's really important. And that did give me some time to grow, and I really think it was important in building back my character as a person, building back my strength, and also just being an individual again. So it's really important. Please take note of that. It is important to have time. It's like mourning a relationship. You were really close friends with this person, and then you become strangers again. You are you have lost somebody. So it's important to kind of acknowledge that. Yes, it does hurt. Really better than going into a relationship and not healing from something else, because you could be taking back some of the things from that relationship into another one and kind of harming another person who was totally innocent. So it's important to take time, heal, and grow from everything that has happened in that previous relationship. The second thing we're going to talk about is self-care. Self-care is really important. It's not about doing your nails, going to do your hair, although that is something that people do enjoy doing. Self-care is taking care of you, and that starts from inside. Self-care inside can eventually then project outside. So we're going to start with talking about how you can take care of yourself inwardly, and then that will end up projecting outwardly. So it's important to always talk amazing things to yourself. You know, we easily encourage people, say, you look beautiful, you look so amazing. Then we don't realize that we don't say those things to ourselves. And it's important. Just try acknowledging that to yourself. Look in the mirror, say you look amazing. You see how you feel. In as much as you are beautiful, you did not realize that you were, but then you start to feel it, you start to know it. So it's really important to acknowledge that. And it's also important to learn to forgive yourself. It's so sad that we can't forgive ourselves, and yet we can forgive total strangers, we can forgive our friends who keep on doing us wrong every single time, and yet a simple thing we can't forgive ourselves. We hold it against ourselves for years, which should actually change. The easiest person to forgive should be you, because one, you know why something happened. If you can forgive somebody you don't even know, what about you who you know? You take care of yourself. You sleep in your bed, it's yours, and you can't even forgive yourself. It's kind of rough. We're kind of not easy on ourselves, which is something that should change. So learn to acknowledge that you are a human being. Yes, you do make mistakes. You cannot always make excuses for yourself, but do realize you are prone to error just like everybody else, and it's important to forgive yourself. If you can forgive somebody for stealing from you, why can't you forgive yourself for probably making a mistake on a test and something, and you hold it against yourself for, I don't know. But yeah, it's important. Learn to forgive yourself, because if you can't forgive yourself, who's going to forgive you? Even in the Bible, I'm going to use the example of sin. You can sin, you ask for forgiveness from God. God will forgive you. But you are left with your own guilt because you failed to forgive yourself. And that drives people crazy. So it's important. Please, please, please learn to forgive yourself. Okay. Another point on the self-care thing is learn to be kind to yourself. Learn to stop blaming yourself for things that don't even make sense, you know? Learn to acknowledge that you are a human being, you are lovely, you are wonderfully and beautifully made, and just learn to be kind to yourself. You can't be mad at yourself for not fitting into a dress, but then if you put your foot in a shoe at a store, you don't get mad at your feet for not fitting. You just change your shoe size. And that should be the same with our bodies, you know? Learn to be kind to yourself. If you can't fit in a dress, just get an extra size. Acknowledge that your body is still fine. If you feel like you do need exercise, you do that. If you do feel like you need to lose weight, you do that. But don't make your body the bad guy, you know? Like, I don't get it. Yes, I have actually done that before, where when I don't fit something, or when I feel something is too tight, I'm just like, I've overeaten. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. My body is getting big. I hate this. I start comparing myself to other people. And you know, in this day and age, everybody is doing plastic surgery. We're getting BBLs, and you know, nothing is realistic. So, you know, at the end of the day, be happy with the body you have. Some people would kill to be in that body. So you know that you are perfect. You are wonderful, and you look good. Okay? Don't start trying to throw up just to lose weight. Don't stop eating just because of that. You're probably doing more harm than good. So it's important. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Learn to acknowledge. Look in the mirror. Look at your body. See what your body actually is. Learn to see beauty in yourself. It's really important. A lot of ladies need to know that not everybody can look like Kim Kardashian. Even Kim Kardashian wasn't like that. These people don't tell you that they do take surgery. And that is an unrealistic body standard. Nobody looks like Kim K on the lows like that. A lot of people have done surgery for that. I believe I have a beautiful, perfect body, but I'll never look like that, because that's unrealistic. I know I'm beautiful because of how I am. I do look at myself and see an amazing person, and that's what I want for you, you know. Learn to see yourself as this beautiful, one of a kind of beautiful, you know. Compliment yourself on something good that you've done. Learn to see the positive things that you do, and then all this will end up projecting on the outside. You'll be more confident, you'll be happier, and you know, your life expectancy will also increase as you do all these things. It kind of projects outward. If you're happy with yourself, you find yourself beautiful, you'll even want to do different things to kind of make your outward appearance more beautiful. You want to buy yourself earrings, you want to buy yourself makeup or something, you want to do your nails. It's important to acknowledge that those things don't make you beautiful. You are already beautiful. They just show your beauty more, you know. They, like earrings, they may bring some sparkle to your ear, which will just highlight your face more. Sorry, I have makeup on my hand. You know, it's important to know that you are already beautiful, and those things do not make you beautiful. They just show your beauty more in a way. You know, you are already beautiful. It's important to know that. And it's also important to know that you do not need those things to make you beautiful, because self-care can be done in any form. What I find beautiful, or what would be something that I would enjoy as self-care, would be totally different for you, because I realize that even my nails, I find it, I do like to do my nails, but not as much. I did like to do it because a lot of people like to do their nails, but I realized for self-care, I enjoy just having a lazy day, sitting down with food. That's it. That's what I enjoy. So, you know, everything is different for everybody. Just know that what's unique for me is not the same for you. Everybody is different. We all enjoy different things. We enjoy doing different things. Self-care is all about you. Learn to personalize it. Don't copy somebody else. Learn to do different things to see what you like and what you don't like. But yeah, self-care can also be so cheap, guys. Like, it's not about doing your nails. It's something that you would enjoy, something you don't usually do, but that makes you happy in that moment. That could be reading a certain book, watching a certain series, going to the cinema, doing something. So just learn to find what works for you. Enjoy your life. It's one life. You get to live it once. That doesn't mean go and do stupid things. I have not endorsed that. I'm just saying do things that make you feel happy. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is hygiene. So this one, male, female, except on the period. I'm gonna start talking about hair removal, and there's different types of hair removal. It could be shaving, could be waxing, epilators, doing laser, whatever it is. But it's important to have hair removal done, because one, your hair can easily store bacteria. As you sweat, there are a lot of oils that build up, causing more odor, so it's important to kind of do that. I know a lot of people don't like doing hair removal and like to keep it as long as you want, but you know, sometimes it's not flattering. I don't speak for everybody, because people do not like to do that, so I don't find it flattering. If you do, then okay, as long as it's not something that's causing you infection or problems. But I kind of do like to remove my hair. I did have problems with shaving. I did have a video where we did talk about feminine hygiene. I'll have it linked here. But yeah, I did show you a before picture of how my armpits were, and also after. So I'm gonna show you another before and after. I did stop shaving. I did used to get a lot of razor bumps no matter what I did. Even when I tried to use a different shaver, yes, it did reduce when I used a razor with 5 blades, but I still did get some stuff. So now I am waxing. I have realized some improvement. There are less to no razor bumps in my armpits. I think that now that I have found something that's really working, I can now work towards lightening it. I will show you a video once I have reached my desired skin tone in the armpit. This is how it looked then, this is how it looks now. It's important to find what works for you. You don't have to wax because Chichi is waxing. No, you do what works for you. If shaving is what you can do that. You can also do what's more affordable to you, because I don't know how much waxing is where you are. So you do what works for you. Just realize, like, if you're using a shaver, use one with more blades than one, and then also do make sure that you're not using a razor which has rust, because that's a whole other story, and you may end up being at the hospital for that. So make sure that what you're using to shave is clean, disinfected, and make sure that you cover it. Make sure that, you know, on the shaving stick you do cover it with a cap. Do not use it for a really long time. For waxing, you have to do it first frequently, so that, you know, your hair does grow at a certain stage, certain length. I do think when I go for my next appointment, I will carry you guys with me, and we'll talk. We'll ask the lady who does my waxing appointments, and she has agreed to kind of have that conversation with you guys. If you do have questions about that, let me know in the comment section below. If you don't want to get so personal in the comment section below, DM me on my Instagram. The handle is Chichi K with 3 Y's. I am not so familiar with the laser, but it does require a few appointments. It's done forever. It's just more expensive than what I would like. Who knows, eventually in the future when I'm making money, you know, real cash, who knows. That's what I am interested in, because I just don't want to have hair in my armpits and in my special areas anymore, like dunzos. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about periods. It feels so nice to whisper it. Say it with me, guys. Periods. Whether you're a young girl, big girl, old girl, we're gonna talk about this, and I know you know what I'm talking about. If you're a guy, I don't know what to say to you, but it happens. We all go through our periods, or you have gone through it. It's important to know there are different things that you can use. There are pads, there are tampons, there are menstrual cups. There's so many other things, but it's important to find what works for you. Unfortunately, this one I can't tell you do this, use pads, use this, use that, because every person is different. They are different things for different occasions, and you have to kind of try them for you to know what works for you. You try pads, you're not into this, you try tampons. You try tampons, you're not into this, you try menstrual cups. You try menstrual cups, you're not into it, use whatever is next. And it's important, do try and find out what works for you, because what works for me will not work for you. I know you're tired of hearing that, but some suggestions that I have will not work for you, because we are built differently. One, everybody's cervixes are different. What will fit there will not fit this one, and what somebody finds comfortable will not be comfortable for somebody else. It's trial and error, so I can't really tell you what to do. But it's important to note that even though you have your periods, having heavy periods is not normal. It is not normal, and also having extremely painful periods is also something that is not normal. It's important that if you do experience these things, you go see your OBGYN. And also, if you do have irregular periods and you do want them to be regular, or you just want to seek more professional information, it's important to see your OBGYN, because I can't say do this for a specific person with menorrhagia, because everybody is different. What could be causing this is different from what could cause it for another person, and why this person could have painful periods is another reason for this. Some people have different conditions such as pickles, PCOS, so it's different, totally different. You're gonna have to have investigations done and a solution tailored to you. So it's important, go see your OBGYN, go see your doctor, consult. Feel free to talk about things with other girls, because it's not taboo to talk about it with other people. If you're having problems, learn from people who are older than you. I'm not saying find solutions from them, but it's really important to discuss. As we grow, people have been going through it over and over. You may be experiencing this maybe for your first time, your second time, and you want more information. You might think it's not something that's easy to talk about. I know it's really hard. For me, when I first got my periods, I used to hide. I used to use it with tissue, because I didn't want anybody to know what was going on. I thought there was a problem. So we discuss. We should not feel shy. We are ladies. Nothing is new. Honestly, in this day and age, nothing is really new. Do not be ashamed of anything. You may be experiencing it. Somebody has already experienced it and they have a solution. Talk with your doctor as well, so that you know you have different perspectives. It is important. So now we're gonna talk about working and side hustles. It's really important. Girls, you gotta work, you gotta make money. You don't have to depend on somebody to do this for you. And also, if there's a guy still watching this, yeah, work also, because at the end of the day, we also want you to spend on us as much as we have our own money. So it's a trap. But yeah, it's important to work, not per se because you have to, because you know it's important to want to provide for yourself a good life, a good means, you know. And I know that a lot of people do have to do some things that they are not comfortable doing just to provide for themselves. Not everybody gets to do what they want to do. It's truly unfortunate. You may have a certain goal, but you have to do certain things to get to where you have to be. And just know that that's fine. You do what you have to do to get where you are going. Just make sure you're not putting yourself in any harm's way. Just try your best to do what you can. And also, eventually, you will reach your goal. Just stay motivated, see where you are going. It is important to have that vision of where you want to be. I know it's not easy to do something you don't want to do. I'm always complaining when I have to do something, and fortunately, Aaron tolerates me. Mwanza tolerates me. Everybody tolerates me when I don't want to do something, but I still get encouraged to continue. In as much as it annoys you when somebody is encouraging you, but just remember why you're doing it. First of all, you want to get somewhere. You want to get to a point where you reach financial freedom, and I think that's important. I also think that it's important to have a goal where you're not working for somebody. In the end, you can't always work for somebody. They'll always provide you with a salary that can pay for just what your means of living and maybe for a vacation, and that's it. When that's over, you have to continue working and working for them again. Don't you want to live a life where you do what you want to do, you have money for what you want to do as well, and you're happy? So it's important to kind of think in that term. Yes, business is a tricky thing, and a lot of people are not always interested in doing something where it's a 50-50 thing. It could go well, it could go bad. People want something that is guaranteed, that okay, if I do this, this is an automatic thing that I do, which is, example, a salary. Whereas in business, you do this, it's either you flop, or you get somewhere. So people don't want that possibility of failure, so they stick to employment, which is really sad. It's important to also have side hustles. Having side hustles is just basically putting your eggs in different baskets. You can do something you enjoy that earns you extra money. You can do something that you're good at, like a certain skill that you have, to earn extra cash here and there. It's important to have different streams of income in case your main stream of income does have a problem. You're not stuck, you're not starting from scratch, you have something to fall back to. It's not really a plan B, but it's just something. Having multiple streams of income is a wise decision. Like, these days, it's very risky to have only one means of earning your money. You want to have something really to fall back on. You don't want to start searching at that point, because who knows, we could have the next recession or something, and then everybody is searching for something, and then you're caught in that group of where everybody's looking for something and there is nothing. Whereas it's important to just start. Like, it won't hurt. Next thing we're gonna talk about is health. That's physical health, mental health, and your social health. So it's important to exercise, guys. I hate it. Honestly, I hate it, but it has to be done. It's something that, one, your body feels amazing after doing. It may be suffering in the process, but it's something that at the end of it, you will enjoy. And then, it may not be the first day, may not be the second day, but even after a week, there has to be something that you feel. You will feel better and you end up enjoying it. For me, I have the problem of, when I do it on my own, I need like an accountability partner, like somebody who I do it with. That's something that I've realized about myself. I am not self-driven in exercise, and I acknowledge that. So I've put in systems in place for me to kind of have a way of exercising. And it's important. Learn to know yourself. If you know that you can't do it consistently on your own, find somebody to do it with. One, it's important to go gradually. And even if you go gradually, if you don't like certain things, find different exercises. I mean, there are many things that you can do to exercise. And also, you can also incorporate walking. Walking, guys, is already enough. It's also exercising on your lungs, your body. You're moving about. For your lungs, you're getting in more oxygen and letting out more. Oxygen is going to your cells, so it's important. And also, mental health, guys. I don't even know if I can say much about this, because everybody is different. We experience different things, but I think it's important to have time to just relieve yourself from all the stress that you've been through. Like, if it's an hour, just important to kind of relax yourself. All the stress that you've been going through, try and forget it. Put yourself into a relaxing. I don't know what you can do to relax, but it's really important to learn to relax. If you do already even have an underlying mental condition, it's important to surround yourself with a good support system, and also do frequent visits. It's really important to kind of to relapse in certain conditions. And yeah, You may need appropriate medications for that, but it's important to be in a wonderful environment. Be in an environment that's not stressful to you. Happier environments do tend to be better for people. So just try to kind of provide yourself an environment that is supporting to you. I can't touch more on mental health because I am not a specialized person to talk about that. I do not have a mental condition, so I cannot say much on that. Another thing is your social health. It's important to have friends, okay? But you don't have to have a lot of friends. For me, I can basically say I have roughly about 3 friends, and the rest are acquaintances or people that I went to school with. We have kind of a relationship, but I wouldn't say right now that they are my friends. But it's important to have a friend group that supports you, that loves you, and that you know you can count on no matter what. So it's important to have those people. And it's also important to have acquaintances. Acquaintances can become friends. Friends could become acquaintances. So it's important to have people in your life that you know can support you in one way or another. It's important to have a balance in your social life as well. Go out with your friends, have fun, have a drink. I'm not saying have an alcoholic drink, please. I'm just saying go and have a drink, have a good time with your friends. It's important to be happy. It's important to take time to enjoy some things. Enjoy company of other people. It's important. Actually, more cases of depression are among people who are loners and also who have less friends or less social interactions. So it's important to kind of do that and just have more friends, be outside. If it means sometimes even just being outside, being around people that are happy can make you happy in a way. So it's important. Please prioritize your social health, your mental health, and your physical health as well, because those contribute to who you are. So that is it on the health part, and that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I have talked a lot, but it was really important. It was really necessary, and I enjoyed having this time with you. I feel like I hadn't caught up in a while, and at least we're getting closer. So I'll see you next week in the other video, and just be prepared because I miss you guys when I go, so it's gonna be quite soon. So bye, see you.